Listen to me. If there was a wise man who would ever think of this, they would say in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. For I am the man himself.
What is going on? How y'all doing this Saturday evening? This is the Club of the Man 1993. Looking like a mess. I was up till like 4:15 last night building new nightstands for mine and my wife's bedroom. So we got those built and I was up so late. I was super tired and kind of cranky. Well, hangry, as of course it's called whenever I am both cranky and hungry. But I've napped, done a couple projects around the house. Still got more I want to do this weekend. But of course, I do want to, of course, as well, try to get caught up with a lot of stuff I've been wanting to do for a while. We're going to continue to talk about some more baseball news. We've already done one transactions video. Now we're going to do another one with some more, like, bigger topics, like bigger names, I would say for the most part, in this video. Since, of course, I made the minor transactions video, we did get two that I kind of itched to talk about because they're both former Pirates. Chad Cole, I think, signed a minor league deal with the White Sox, and Jacob Stallings signed a new contract with the Rockies. Just throwing them out there, you know, whatever deals, in my opinion, for both those guys. Jacob Stallings could offer something behind the plate, although the Rockies do also have former Pirate Elias Diaz, who I believe was the 2023 All-Star Game MVP, I think, if I remember, which is pretty cool, because I actually, I know a guy whose wife's from Venezuela. I think her cousin is best friends with Elias Diaz, which is pretty cool. But anyways, off topic there. Also, Harrison Bader signed with the Mets as well. Spark plug player. I think he was with the Yankees and Reds last season, I believe. Nice little additions for them as well. But there's a couple little small ones. I didn't make graphics, so I didn't have much to say for them. I didn't really want to include them in this major transactions video. But we're going to get into that. I believe we have 13 transactions we're going to talk about in this video. This may be a little bit longer than the minor one because I feel like I have a little more to say about these transactions. But of course, let's get right into it and talk about these. The first one I want to talk about is a one-year deal that the Cincinnati Reds signed with Frankie Montas at the beginning of 2024. A one-year deal, $16 million. So I guess the Reds also signed one of the Padres pitchers, Nick Martinez, to a 2-year deal. And they also grabbed Frankie Montas. The Reds were kind of pushing a little bit in the wild card race last season as well, as the National League Central is also kind of one of the weaker divisions. It'll be interesting to see what happens this year for the Brewers too, with them not having Corbin Burns and Brandon Woodruff. As of now, I believe that they're both gone. So this could mean for a team like the Reds, the Cubs, maybe even the Pirates. We're talking about the Pirates in a separate video to make a little more push to the division. And I feel like the Reds are boosting that pitching staff a little bit by adding in Frankie Montas. Now, of course, it's just a one-year deal because he did have an injury plague 2023. And unfortunately, though, in the year and a half that Frankie Montas was with the Yankees, didn't go so well. He had, of course, had been pitching through a shoulder problem prior to his trade from the Athletics, and he posted a .635 ERA last year in over 8 starts and 39 2/3 of an inning pitched. So this is going to kind of be like the the 1 year where he kind of reestablishes himself, kind of like what happened with Cody Bellinger with the Cubs. Reestablish himself again, have a good year, prove himself, and then maybe a bigger deal the following year, which Cody Bellinger, of course, is still waiting for a new contract as well. But, yeah, so that could be, a way to help the young Cincinnati Reds build back up. Again, they are moving on without Joey Votto as well. So getting some veterans in that pitching staff is actually pretty strong. Got Seth Lugo who was with the Rockies before. I mean, not Rockies. Padres, and now he's with the Royals, who also did a lot of minor signings I talked about in the last video as well that could benefit them a little bit too. But I think this is a good pickup for Frankie, for the Reds getting Frankie Montas. Of course, it will depend as well, of course, on his health as well, as he could benefit, and this could help the Reds, and could help him long term as well. Some other big news though, not really a signing, but a rumor I read about a month ago. Bryce Harper had a little report out there. Apparently, even though he is currently under a 13-year deal with the Philadelphia Phillies, which I believe are already in 5 or 6 years with the deal. I can't remember when was he signed the first time with the deal. I don't see when that deal started. Can't remember off the top of my head. But anyways, even though he's under a 13-year deal with the Phillies, he apparently is in talk with an extension with the Phillies, as he would like a guarantee to finish his career with the Phillies. Now Harper, who did have a slightly shortened season this past season with the Phillies due to Tommy John surgery, moved to first base when he came back. He came back as a designated hitter. He wasn't ready to field yet, but apparently then they decided to put him at first base, and because they did that, they did not re-sign Rhys Hoskins, who is a free agent as well after he had an ACL injury that kept him out for the entire 2023 season. But apparently, reporter Scott Boras, his agent, said that Bryce has let me know that he wants to work out an extension so that he knows that he's going to be there for the remainder of his career. Apart from my advice, he goes, I just want people to go and make sure that I can recruit players to Philadelphia. I want the fans of Philadelphia to know that I'm going to be there for the duration and that I'm committed. I think he's been an important voice for them to attract major free agents and other players. So it sounds like, well, first of all, this is not even, okay, I found out here. He signed the 13-year deal during the 2018-2019 offseason. And I still remember at the time, and of course the contract goes through 2031. Which he will be 39 when that contract expires, because he's a year older than me. In October 92, I believe, is when he was born. But it sounds like Bryce Harper thinks he's found his home, which I can agree. Not saying his time with the Nationals was a bust. It was not. He produced when healthy. But I feel like, when he signed with the Phillies, and I was saying how he's kind of a little overrated, I feel like he took that and just shoved it right back and said, screw that, and he's got an MVP, and when he's healthy, he's been an MVP-type player. I think he's playing the game, for the most part, how we expected him to at this point. He was a 19-year-old kid, now he's 31 years old, matured, kind of same story with Manny Machado, but he believes he's found his home. I mean, he has. The Phillies are, even though they've been a wild card team contending with the Braves the past couple years, they're basically been pushed World Series caliber teams. I even think there's a point where he was trying to get Mike Trout to come to Philadelphia, and there was a little buzz at the end of the season that Mike Trout could be looking at other options, but I think those have cooled down, I think. But I think Bryce believes that he's found his home. I don't know how much further past 39 he wants to play, but I guess his commitment is Philadelphia. There hasn't really been any rumors since of an extension for Harper. But it could happen, though. As, 39 may not be enough for him when he wants to retire. But we'll see. So I think Bryce Harper's found his home. But we will, of course, keep an eye on Mr. Harper and see if anything else comes about of this extension. Speaking of extensions, well, more so new deals, and the Phillies, They probably how I found probably their ace, maybe, Aaron Nola, who back on November 19th, despite some rumors of some interest also from the Dodgers and the Braves, Aaron Nola did re-sign with the Philadelphia Phillies to a 7-year deal for $172 million over the course of the contract. Nola, who is 30 years old, was selected 7th by the Phillies in the 2014 draft. And he already made his big league debut shortly after the All-Star break in 2015 at the age of 22. He posted a respectable .359 ERA, of course, in 13 starts as well. And he continued to put on some great numbers. Of course, one of his best years was in 2018 when he posted a .237 ERA and 224 strikeouts and 212 and a third inning of work. And of course, he also was a third place finish in the National League Cy Young Award winner as well. And yeah, I definitely think, of course, he's he had a little bit of struggles in 2023, had a .446 ERA, but I think they still see him as very reliable for sure, which I agree. And of course, also, he's been with the club since 2014 when he was drafted. And he made his ability to be 22 years old, and he's made an impact. And the Phillies have some players like we just talked about Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, Nick Castellanos, Trey Turner in there as well, and of course some other names there the Phillies have brought up with. They definitely have a player like Aaron Nola locked in long term. Again, they haven't really been able to outdo the Braves in the division, but they have been able to get either to the pennant or the World Series, well, the Championship Series or the World Series the past couple seasons. They have the pieces, and of course, I think so like Aaron Nola, got bug in my face, has earned that right, in my opinion, to build that as a long-term piece, as probably like the ace of the Phillies pitching staff. Could grab a few more, of course, there as well, but I think that's a great grab for the Phillies to keep Aaron Nola, especially again if they continue to be the dominating team they are. And again, they're clicking. They brought in Rob Thompson a year and a half ago, and they've been clicking. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with the Phillies, and I think this will be a great extension for him. The Cardinals also were trying to bounce back after a last place 71-91 finish. They made a little noise signing former Minnesota Twin Sonny Gray to a 3-year deal, guaranteed with a club option for the 2027 season, reportedly for $75 million. As Sonny Gray, despite an 8-8 record this past season, he pitched a .279 ERA, and he was runner-up to Garrett Cole in the Cy Young voting. When I saw Sonny, it kind of shows that there's not too many like Cy Young contending pitchers right now, it feels like. There could be, but .279 ERA is awesome. 8-8 record though, holy smokes, that's lopsided. I think the closest I've ever seen a record for a Cy winner was when Felix Hernandez got it, and I think he had the ERA and the strikeouts, but he went 13-12. 8-8 though, oh god. But hey, he got the votes. People obviously saw it, so congratulations to him. But of course, the deal, will be for Gray's 11th major league season. He's been kind of bouncing around a little bit in his career, but he's been a reliable for the most part, like a middle of the rotation starter. But of course, he definitely had that strong season. So hopefully, this does come out to help for the Cardinals. They did get deals with Lance Lynn and former Twin as well, Kyle Gibson as well. So hopefully those will be some bounce backs for them and help the Cardinals get back on track. They still have some names in that lineup, so getting some pitching for them as well is going to hopefully help them bounce back a little bit. And again, for a weak division like the National League Central, it could get interesting, as I said earlier, with Frankie Montas. So this is a good pickup for the Cardinals with Sonny Gray in there. Speaking of weak divisions, the Tigers signed former Minnesota Twins pitcher Kenta Maeda, to a 2-year deal, $24 million. Of course, he'll undergo his physical on he underwent a physical, so I believe the show was official on November 28th, announced as well. Yeah, so I think, at the time, I don't know if it happened yet or not, but with Eduardo Rodriguez possibly leaving the Tigers, Kenta Maeda steps in as a veteran presence that the Tigers need for a young rotation that, again, had a 76-win season, I believe it was. 75, 76 wins. They're on their way back up after, probably being a little more at the 50 or 60 mark with wins and losses as well. And Maeda, who is experienced as well in the majors, spent time with the Dodgers and the Twins, has had some good moments, had some rough moments, but he's still a veteran piece for the Tigers to help with their young pitching staff. In the shortened 2020 season, though, was probably his best year. He pitched a 2.70 ERA in 66 2/3 innings, and he finished second in the Cy Young voting that year as well, from what I see. But yeah, he's been right about the 420s for a couple of seasons of his career for ERA. So again, he's a good piece as well to grab for the Tigers and their younger talent as well. So that's a good pick for the Tigers. Here's an interesting one here. Former Pirate Tyler Glasnow is now a Los Angeles Dodger. The Dodgers acquired him back on December 19th in a 4-player trade that sent Tyler Glasnow and outfielder Manuel Margot and cash considerations to the Dodgers in exchange for Ryan Pepiot and Johnny DeLuca as well. And also, as that happened as well, it was announced also that Glasnow did in fact re-sign a new deal with the Dodgers. Where is that information? Oh yeah, he signed a new long-term deal of $136.5 million. I believe that runs through 2028, I think. The contract is for. I believe it's through 2028 as well. So, of course, the Dodgers, we already talked about Shohei Ohtani in a separate video, and another guy later on is adding another quality pitcher to their rotation as well. Of course, again, he's now 30 years old. Former Pirate, as I said, suffered some control issues, but was able to get things going, though, with the Rays, of course, whenever he eventually got there. Where is the rest of that information at? Again, though, he did have Tommy John surgery. Seeing all nothing but numbers on here. Come on, Tyler Glasnow. Put it here. I am so sorry about this, guys. I was not prepared. Trying to get some of his numbers here, but I don't see some of his numbers. It's just his trade. But anyways, I'll also say what I know about this. Tyler Glasnow, again, a former Pirate. Again, he's still going to be a solid piece for the Dodgers rotation. They will have Walker Buehler, Shohei Ohtani, another name, Tyler Glasnow, maybe Clayton Kershaw, because, he's a free agent currently. I don't know. Well, and then there's Tony Gonsolin as well. So maybe moving on from Clayton Kershaw, who knows? But this is still a great pickup for them, of course, as well. Again, he definitely, found his groove. I believe he contended for the Cy Young as well at times with the Rays. But he found his groove with the Rays. Let me look up his numbers this way. Let's go this way. Let's go to the MLB app to bring up his numbers. I thought they would in the notes on the trade rumor thing that I always bring up for my notes. Let's go here. Here's Tyler Glasnow. His last season, he went 10-7 with a 3.53 ERA in 21 games. He has not. He's been very limited so far. I feel like a dumbass now. I'm sorry about this, guys. But, of course, he's had some healthy moments. When he was traded in the Chris Archer trade, Tyler Glasnow and Austin Meadows went to the Rays in that trade, which was a bust for the Pirates, unfortunately. 2019, he pitched just 12 games, but he went 6-1 with a 1.78 ERA. 11 games the following. Wait, is this? This is for each season, yeah. Yeah, wow. Why did I think Tyler Glasnow pitched more games? He's only pitched 127 games. And the most he's pitched is 45 in 2018. But he's like 12, 11, 14, 2, 21. Yeah, I don't know about this one now, guys. He this past season was probably the closest he had to a full season of rotation. 21 games, a 3.53 ERA going 10-7. 2022 and 2021, I think he had Tommy John or like the Tommy John brace, whatever it's called, surgery. 5-2, a 2.66 ERA in 2021. No, 2 starts at a 1.35 ERA. Had 11 starts with a 4.08 ERA in a shortened 2020 season. And 2019, though, he went 6-1 with a 1.78 ERA. Wow, I cannot believe that. I mean, when healthy, he's shown he's had numbers. He has good numbers. So he's reliable, but is the health there? I feel like an idiot now. I feel like Tyler Glasnow has like contended for Cy Young's been full seasons. Maybe that's why I kind of forgot about him for a bit. Wow, I really feel dumb now. I am so sorry, guys. But hopefully he does stay healthy. Again, he has shown when he's healthy, he can be good. When he's got good controls. With the Pirates, he has some bad control issues. But we'll see what happens, of course, with Tyler Glasnow with the Dodgers. Speaking of injuries and a little unreliable, the Boston Red Sox traded Chris Sale to the Atlanta Braves just a couple days ago. And in return, they got Vaughn Grissom. It's been, I think, 7 years that Sale's been with the Red Sox after being traded from the White Sox. I think the first 2 years he was good, but then after that, he's kind of fallen off. Injuries have plagued him. When healthy, he's okay, not as good as he used to be, though. The Braves, though, are seemingly, though, giving him a shot because they also signed him to a new 2-year deal as well that will guarantee him for 2024 and 2025 with a club option for 2026. Definitely a valuable left-hander, of course, as well. It shows that they are showing some faith, though, in him after, again, what he's gone through with some shoulder and elbow issues as well. As the last fully healthy campaign he had was definitely in 2017. He had a 4.30 ERA, though, last year, again, when he wasn't quite as dominating. He's 35 years old right now. They still got, of course, their names in there, like Max Fried, Charlie Morton, who's, getting up there in age. They also have Spencer Strider as well, former rookie. A few others. So, of course, the Braves are stacked for a few more years, probably. So, this is probably just like, a move. Of course, the Red Sox, a move on from Sale, who has had his ups and downs. Braves are giving him another shot. But with this 2-year deal, too, you would think they would wait to see how his health would be in 2024. But it could be a good pickup. I mean, the Braves don't really need much right now. They still got, a ton of names on that staff. Still going to be like a dynasty for the next couple of years, I would say. But, adding Chris Sale is not going to hurt too much. But it's a good deal. We'll see what happens, of course, though it is 2 years with the Braves for Chris Sale. This one just happened yesterday, actually, and I just added it before doing this video. The Mariners made a trade with the Giants, trading former Cy Young Award winner Robbie Ray to the Giants. In return, the Mariners give starting pitcher Anthony DeSclafani and their own former outfielder, Mitch Haniger. It's an out-of-nowhere trade involving significant pieces going in both directions. The Giants, of course, we have Bob Melvin now, could be making a little more of a push in that National League West, despite the fact that the Dodgers, who I call were loading up to get Shohei Ohtani, And we just talked about Tyler Glasnow, if he's healthy, because apparently I'm an idiot, didn't realize that he only pitched like 10, 11 games a year, but is good when he does pitch. Could not get Clay Kershaw. They don't have Tony Gonsolin for a while. They still got Walker Buehler, but I'm losing track of some things anymore, so I feel like an idiot now. But anyways, the Giants, though, do get Robbie Ray. And as it was said, baseball operations for the Mariners, Jerry DiPato, says, as we continue to build our team for 2024 and beyond, we feel this trade accomplished a couple of our objectives. In Mitch, we get a player we know well and hold in very high regard as another piece for our outfield, which I agree, but he's got to be healthy. While Anthony, who can start or pitch out of the pen, gives us depth in our pitching staff, which I do agree. Anthony DeSclafani has been a reliable arm for the starting rotation. He probably could be a long reliever as well, but he's definitely a nice piece to add to the Mariners. And Mitch Haniger, again, who used to be a Mariner, was a great piece. His 2021 season was outstanding, especially when the Mariners were pushing towards the playoffs in that last run they had. He had 39 homers. Injuries, though, have impacted Haniger the past couple of years, though. But, again, he's probably a good piece also for the Mariners to replace Teoscar Hernandez, who departed for free agency. So that's good. Those are good pieces right there. Robbie Ray, who's 32 years old, won the Cy Young Award with the Blue Jays in 2021. And he signed a 5-year deal with the Mariners, and he pitched well in his first year. 32 starts, a 3.71 ERA, which is, not bad. Not as good as the year before, but still not bad. But then he made just one appearance in 2023 before being down with elbow surgery to repair his flexor tendon and reconstruct his UCL also as well. Basically kind of the same thing that Shohei Ohtani has as well. Of course, the Mariners still have a strong rotation, though. Adding in DeSclafani could help. They got also Luis Castillo, Logan Gilbert, George Kirby also up there as well. So they still got some arms in that rotation. So this could, be interesting to help them contend. As the Astros, of course, are not yet, but are losing some players to free agency. I know it's coming up for Kyle Tucker, Jose Altuve, and Alex Bregman are probably going to be gone soon as well in the next couple of seasons as well. So definitely trying to build some of the staff long term. Like bring back Haniger, could be a good deal. DeSclafani is a good piece as well. Giants, of course, getting a reliable arm in Robbie Ray. I think it's a good trade. Apparently, though, Robbie Ray did have a no-trade clause for 2022 and 2023. Calendar flip, though. They explored that option, and they got, some good pieces. So a good trade, I would say, for sure. Okay, so we have one more big trade I want to talk about, but that's going to be last. The next couple are going to be some international players that got signed to major league deals. I don't really know these guys too well, but I just want to briefly just highlight on them very quickly here. So sticking with the Giants, they have a new outfielder in Jung-Ho Lee. He wanted to say Jung-Ho Gung, the former Pirate as well, but he's long gone as well. He signed back on December 14th. He signed a 6-year deal, $113 million as well, to be a part of the Giants outfield. He's only 25 years old. He has never hit more than 15 home runs in a season, but he hit 23 last year, it sounds like, in the Japan League. But he's more of a contact hitter, hitting .349. And he also won a Gold Glove and also earned MVP honors last season. Oh, wait. When was this? I got the year wrong. Wow, I'm such an idiot. But anyways, last year, he got an MVP season. Last year, apparently, he hit .318 with just 6 homers in 86 games due to injury, of course, which is still good when healthy. Obviously, of course, he could definitely be a reliable piece. So, again, Giants got a new manager. They're pushing. Again, they got Robbie Ray. They also got Jung-Ho Lee as well. So, we'll see how this works out. The Padres adds a back end to their bullpen also. A team that, again, lost a lot of starting pitching to the free agency. Blake Snell's still on the market. They also lost Nick Martinez, Seth Lugo. I feel like there was one more. But basically, they were just stuck with with Joe Musgrove. But, of course, they at least... Michael Wacha, that's the other one. But this is at least to help their bullpen with some names as well. First, they signed back on December 23rd, right before Christmas. They opened up a present by signing left-hander Yuki Matsui to a 5-year deal. That will definitely help the back end of their bullpen. Any numbers there? Of course, he's probably going to be... I guess he's going to be replacing Josh Hader, who is a free agent, I believe, from what I see. He got 33 saves and 156 in the third inning last year of the 1.28 ERA when he put together. So he probably could be seen as a possibility for the Padres closer, if not maybe setup man because of another name that they signed here as well. But yeah, the Padres definitely need to get some pitching. Again, I even said it last year. They did not really contend well in 2023 as I thought they would. They got, 78, 79 wins. 4th place finish, I believe, behind the Dodgers, Diamondbacks, and Giants. I expected better from them for sure. Stacked lineup. Had a stacked pitching rotation, but again, it didn't work. It didn't work out. And again, now they're in a little trouble with losing some arms. But adding some bullpen help in will help, though, for sure, with Yuki Matsui. That's not the only one. The second one, they signed to a 2-year deal, Woo-Suk Go. Yes, I know that's a very strange name, but that's apparently his name. Woo-Suk Go. Signed to a 2-year deal. Of course, that's not as long as Yuki Matsui, so he seems to be a reliever as well. Of course, he has some bonuses, depending on, what he plays. He's only 25 years old as well. Of course, he has experience as a closer as well. So probably the two that are probably going to be, depending on who gets it, set up and closer. Pretty much as well. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Who gets the job? I'm guessing on Matsui, since he is the longer-term option. Or they could split the role for now. Who knows? But they at least got the bullpen. They got the bullpen with some experience, not in the majors. Outside of the majors, though. But they got some help with the bullpen. They got to get starting pitching. If they don't get any more pitching, they're not going to contend for sure in 2023. With the pitching staff they had last year, with Joe Musgrove, who they still have, Blake Snell, Michael Wacha, they also had Seth Lugo and Nick Martinez. If they can't fill those holes with a starting pitching staff, the Padres are not... I'm not going to be holding my expectations as high for the Padres in 2023. They still got some bats. Well, there's one more we're going to be talking about here after we talk about another big international player. But again, they got to get pitching. They got bullpen, but not pitching. One last international player, so 2 more people to talk about. So the Dodgers, again, grab Tyler Glasnow, who needs to be healthy. They still don't have Clay Kershaw. Tony Gosselin's out with injury. Walker Buehler, though, I think will be healthy for 2024. And of course, they got Shohei Ohtani. Well, again, I keep forgetting the fact that Ohtani is not going to be pitching in 2024. So that could be another reason why they bring back Clayton Kershaw. But they at least added this arm back on December 27th. Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Yoshinobu Yamamoto. If I pronounced that correctly, I hope so. They announced this signing back on the 27th. It's a 12-year deal worth $325 million. With opt-outs, though, in 2029 or 2031, he can opt out of the deal, of course. If he possibly proves he could be an ace Cy Young caliber pitcher at the major league level. Apparently, though, I read somewhere else, it will depend on his elbow. I don't know if it's because he has a history of elbow issues or if because I guess I don't know his history, but it could depend, of course, on his elbow health as well. because it looks like they're setting the bar pretty high for him with this 12-year deal. Apparently, he's been the best pitcher in Japan for the past few seasons. The right-hander spent parts of 7 years with the Buffaloes. By his age 20 campaign, he had emerged and turned in a 1.95 ERA that season and ran 5 straight years of no more than a 2.20 ERA for 9 innings. Dang. He had a sub-2 ERA over his final trio of seasons. He would a 1.39 ERA in 2021, 1.68 earned ERA the next season, and then 1.21 over 168 frames. Oh my goodness. No wonder they're setting the bar high for this guy. Man. He's got a lot to prove. Again, Shohei Ohtani earned his money. This guy, of course, he has earned his money, but this is a whole new environment here. The bar's set high for him. Oh, man. This guy is definitely going to be someone big if he can come through. If he does come through and pitch the same numbers. But yeah, the Dodgers, again, who were quiet as hell the past couple seasons, last season, saved up for Ohtani. Now they got this guy. Again, I keep forgetting Ohtani's not going to be pitching in 2024 because of his UCL injury. But again, they still will have Walker Buehler, maybe Clayton Kershaw, maybe Tony Gonsolin at some point as well. Tyler Glasnow, if he's healthy. Because again, I still cannot believe I overlooked the fact that he's only pitched like 10, 15 games. I'm such an idiot. I thought he contended for Cy Young Award winner. What a fool I am. But yeah, just another big deal for sure for the Dodgers. And finally, the last major deal I want to briefly talk about is from back on December 7th. For the second time before his 26th birthday, Juan Soto has been traded to his third major league team. He's been traded to the Yankees after a 1.5-year stint with the Padres, along with outfielder Trent Grisham. In return, which this trade sounds like most of these names are pitching prospects for the Yankees. So this could be where they try to rebuild on their pitching staff. But in return, they get Michael Caine, top pitching prospect David Thorpe, right-handers Johnny Brito and Randy Vasquez, and catcher Kyle Higashioka. I pronounced that. But that's a lot of pitchers that they got. Again, of course, he only with the Padres for a 1.5 years. Being traded to the Nationals in that big trade along with Josh Bell at the trade deadline in 2022. That, of course, had some stuff with Eric Hosmer involved in there as well, going back and forth. Was the smoothest time he had though with the Padres after he in 2022. He turned into a 275 average and 35 homers while playing all 162 games with the Padres this past season, which is good. I think the batting average, they're probably expecting a little bit higher from him, which I do agree. But yeah, like that lineup now. He's now played 5.5 seasons, of course, in the majors, and he's only 20. He's not even 26 yet, I think. 284. And again, he's basically been around long. He's been around for a good amount of time, and he's only 25, 26 years old. He's on the verge. He's going to be one of the best someday. But of course, the Yankees have definitely stacked their lineup for sure. Again, as always, they still got Aaron Judge. They still got my boy Giancarlo Stanton, of course, who's injury prone, but he's probably more limited to DH duties. Adding Trent Grisham will get some depth there as well, as of course with Juan Soto. But they're saying also this could only be a 1-year thing because Juan Soto is in the last year of his contract. He, of course, was offered that 15-year deal with extension when he was still with the Nationals. I forgot how much it was, but he turned it down. So who knows? If Shohei Ohtani is getting $700 million, Aaron Judge is getting $360 million, Mike Trout over 12 years is getting $426 million, Bryce Harper, who knows what his extension is going to be if he gets an extension. Who knows what money Juan Soto is going to ask for next offseason. I will say, though, it wouldn't surprise me, though, if this is not his only season with the Yankees. Again, Aaron Judge is the captain. He's, 31 now? I think he's a year older than me. 31, 32, somewhere in there. He's got 9-10 years. But, Giancarlo Stanton is, I forgot where he's at with his deal, but he's definitely starting to get up there in age. But I still hope he stays healthy to get the 500 home runs. Praying to God he does. I know his health's always been questionable. I do see them possibly trying to keep Juan Soto long term. I really do think it's in the cards. I thought the Padres would sign an extension, but again, this stacked team that they had that I was, really behind for in 2023 just didn't pan out. So, we'll see where it goes. But Juan Soto is in the Bronx. And we'll see, of course, how he goes forward. And that does it, guys. I think we got 2 more baseball videos I want to do. So, I'm going to talk about the Pirates. And I think we have 3 more retirements that has come since the last retirement video that I want to touch on as well. So, we'll get to those. And hopefully get them posted sometime this weekend. So guys, thank you again for joining this video for some major transactions. What are your thoughts on all these trades? All the international signings? That guy for the Dodgers, holy smokes though, is the bar we set high for him. Giants seem to be cooking a little bit. Braves getting Chris Sale. My dumb moment of Tyler Glasnow and how he's barely pitched in his career so far, I guess. After I thought he's pitched quite a bit, but I guess not. What do you guys all think about this though? Leave your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. Slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content to my channel. Follow me on Twitter as well at the Club of the Man 93. And also follow me on TikTok and Instagram at the Club of the Man 1993. And until then, guys, I'm checking out. I'll catch you all later. Again, stay tuned for a little more baseball news that I can get caught up on. And I'll catch you guys all later. And do not forget as well, as I always say in my other videos, in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. And for I am the man himself. And that is not just an opinion, my friends. That is a fact of life. Yeah!